Okay, welcome to Balkan ShipYards. So I got my junk rigged. This is a cambered sail. I've stitched up plastic with a sewing machine, and we built camber into the panels, 6%. Speak about that later. I'm going to go and reef it for you. So things happen slightly slow because I haven't got fast cleats and stuff, but it worked. Okay, I'm going to release throat paddle and yard paddle. Throat paddle off. Yard paddle 2. I'll do one leaf. Yard paddle cleated, throat paddle. Okay, no creases, no diagonal creases, I'm happy with that. I'll cleat this one. Reefed, first reef. So now let's go over the details. That's a junk rig, that's just a little bit over 8 square meters. That's just plastic, greenhouse plastic. That's like the 5th sail I've built already. I don't remember how many I've made already. It drives me bonkers, but I'm almost there. I mean, like, I'm pretty happy with the business. In the previous video, one of the videos, I said Hong Kong paddle. That was a luff paddle, excuse me, that was a mistake of mine. I used to have a luff paddle. I don't need it. All I need is what I got, and I'm very happy with what I got. So my throat paddle starts at the yard, goes around the mast, catches batter number 1, goes around him, goes around the mast and catches batter number 2. Goes there to float, the whole bunch of them, and finished. And that sets my whole, the whole luff sets beautifully, and there's no diagonal creases. I had a lot of diagonal creases in this sail. This sail drove me crazy. I had a lot of problems. Big difference between a flat panel, a flat junk sail, and a cambered sail. Very, very difficult. I mean, very different and much more difficult to set. The minute you stitch. So I've done the method of stitching long darts. Okay, 6% calculated with the rope calculator. So I've got darts on both sides. I was aiming for camber, max camber at 35%, which is this line, but I missed it. It came out about here. My darts. So if that's my 35%, this line, so 25 centimeters this way is the end of my dart that goes that way, and the same 25 this way is the end of this dart that goes that way. But that didn't work. So I'm thinking of stitching up another piece of plastic this week to see what happens. Basically, no, I'm not happy with the camber. Came out way off. I mean, like it's ahead of the middle of the chord. It's ahead of center chord, but just a touch. I don't like that. I want to move it slightly more. Another thing about this 6% business. Okay, so I'm aiming for, this is a multi-hull, and multi-hulls, they usually sail to windward. And what I mean is, because multi-hulls are fast, so they're sailing to apparent wind most of the time, and the faster you go, the further the wind moves ahead of you, and you're actually sailing in your repellent wind. That's the wind that you're creating, and that's the wind that's coming on the nose. So, because multi-hulls usually sail to windward, okay, let's call it that way, that means that sails are usually sheeted in all the way, or most of the way. Less camber is better. So I put in 6% camber. There was a little bit of wind earlier and you could see it. And here, I'll show you. So there's, let me just turn this thing around. So there's quite a lot of camber over here. Okay, there's quite a lot of camber. 6%, which is not a lot actually, but it's okay. And then it don't even come out 6%. It came out about 5. I've heard others saying again that they came out with less camber than what they aimed for, and that's just a mistake of the rope calculator thing, kind of a thing. And I've actually come out with 5%. I'm not really happy with that. I'm thinking of raising it to 6, maybe a little bit more than that. My darts were 10.5 wide, going like that. I should have made them slightly wider and I would have come out with better camber with the 6% that I wanted. I'm going to probably stitch up a new sail out of plastic one more time. With Genia we made the sail probably in like 2 or 3 hours. I mean, it's so easy. The dart system that in Duckworth's Mr. Mike from Canada, he sails around with a blue polytop sail, and he came up with that system of stitching darts into the sail and then screwing battens on both sides of the sail and hiding the darts inside between the battens. And he's really happy with his sail, so I decided, I said to myself, I'll give myself a shot and go for the same kind of a rig myself. So as I'm reefing, things move forward, which I don't like that, and basically that little line that's going to be held over there stops only the bottom batten, and the minute the bottom batten is held, finished. They all reef nicely, because it's very important how much the battens go ahead of the mast, which is not a mast, it's a yard, because that's the mast and this is the yard. So it's very important on this boat how much they go ahead of the yard, because they must clear this distance. This will be held back with rubber bands. This is the headstay going up, and they must be able to go inside this gap when they're turning. And I don't need luff pedals anymore, good riddance. All I have is a yard paddle way up there. That's the yellow line coming down over here, and then it goes down to there, and then it's got a little whatever shackle, and then it comes to here and it gets cleated over here. I want to change these for cam cleats minimum or clutches. I'll be very happy with 2 clutches over here. And this one is a throat paddle that goes to there. It's got a little thing over there, and it goes up and he's on the float, and that's it. And then I've got halyard over here. You pull on a sheet and everything works. So sheets held on little ropes that are connecting between batten number 2 and batten number 3. That's where the sheet starts, goes down, comes back, and it's got the same business over here, holding on to batten number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which is the boom. I'm pretty happy with that. That works well. The boat shines very well and reefs perfectly. There's a lot of lines though, a lot of lines. It's quite a job to assemble a boat like this, yeah, on the beach. It's kind of a little bit messy, but I'm pretty happy. I had to raise the mast over here because when I finished welding up that stainless steel thing over there, it pushed me up so high that everything went out of position, so I have to put that. So I will make a little block like that that comes on the real plank that comes over here later on. I'll make a new thing like that. This has to get made proper. So these are my this is Textilite, and this is all stainless steel over here. This is my welding. Yeah, I'm not the best in the West, but I get by, and this works very well. I had the pipe rigged a few days ago and it was sliding along. I was very happy. It really works well. So shunting seems to work nicely at the moment. We'll see what happens on the water, because that's the real test, eh? Until you're sailing, until you're on the water, you don't know anything. Everything works on paper. And that's him, guys. That's him. Go over a few more details. Dagger board over here. He's got a big dagger board, 1.15 meters long. It really holds him well. This armor is from Why Not, from my previous pro. Sell this boat in Greece, I sell this in the Black Sea, and works very well. These akkers also from Why Not. And basically that's it. That's him. So now I'm going to stitch him up out of polytop. First I'll probably make a new plastic sail. I'll make a new plastic sail, and then I'll make a polytop sail. And if I'm very happy, then yeah, I might buy fancy material next year or something. I don't know, make something fancy. We'll see how it goes. At the moment, that's the way it goes. All the best, guys. Try and launch this year. If it works, good. If it doesn't, I don't know. Sometimes better late than never. So if I'm late again, then I'm late again. I'll try and launch this year for a small spin and quit. Take care, guys. All the best. Balkan ShipYards. Pacific Pro, make or break.